What's up, everyone? Two mostly bald guys here. Today we're going to replace the tie rod ends on my '07 Ford Escape, and while I'm doing that, Adam's got to go back and work on the exhaust. As you know, we have a lot of salt here in Kansas City, so the bolts rusted out and the exhaust literally just fell apart. So I got a new gasket for it and some new bolts. The old bolts are like pressed in on one side and rusted and completely gone on the other. So I got some new bolts to replace all that. So he's going to drill the old stuff out, and I'm going to get started on the tie rods. So let's get to work. Well, here's what I was talking about the exhaust breaking. If you can see, they've got those pressed in bolts and it rusted and broke. So we're going to clean all that nasty mess up. And I've got a new gasket and some bolts. So we'll clean up both surfaces and then get that gasket on there. So he's going to drill out that stuff and get it all cleaned up, prepared for to be put back together. This is a spare vehicle. I don't drive this very often, so it really just sits. But now I'm going to go ahead and yank that wheel off and get started on replacing the tie rods. So
I don't know if it does work. Oh, look at there. It does work, son.
I don't know, I'll see if I can find a link for that, but Lowe's, it's kobalt. I believe it's a set of 2 for 100 and...
No, I think it's $230 now. You can, they're on sale all the time.
But
this is $100 by itself with no battery.
I got
every
you.
day.
Oh, give it a little kick.
Donkey kick. Jesus.
That's how it's done. Yeah, we've got a jack, a couple stands. It's heavier up front. It'll be okay. I'm sure we need one back there too, but I seen on another channel this guy's phrase is, "It'll be fine." I'm going with that.
It'll be fine.
Alright, so here we go. The outer tie rod end. The inner. And it looks like it's just going to be a threaded one. So I'll just have to remove that, if you see that metal clip in there. And then remove this rubber boot here. Undo that and slide it forward. And replace all that stuff. If you don't have a pickle fork, you're replacing this anyways. So all you got to do is take your hammer, leave the... You don't even have to have the nut on the bottom because you're replacing this anyways. But just take that and there she is. Simple as that. After checking this out, the outer tie rod end is the only thing that's bad. So since I don't drive this thing very much, I'm not going to replace the inner. As you can see, it's not the funnest to get to. So I'm just going to replace that. And then after this is all done on both sides, then I'll take it to the alignment shop and get alignment on it. but I'll basically thread it to where exactly where this one sits on there, and that'll be pretty smack, you know, right on where it was supposed to be. But just to be on the safe side, so I don't wear my tires down quicker than I should, I'll run it to the alignment shop. When you start loosening this, if you leave your nut about where it was at and then you run the new one on, you're going to be in the general area, so that's a good way for you to have it marked. And then just spin that off and then thread the new one on. Alright, so I got that one threaded on. Now I just gotta maybe push this in here like so. So it drops down. My new nut is over here. Thread that on. And all you do is kind of just give it a good shove down in there and tighten that up till it's tight, and that'll suck it down in there. I'll put a cotter pin on the castle nut, and then it'll be ready to go to the shop. I'll do the other side the exact same, and then I'll continue to watch Adam fight the exhaust over there. He's getting very angry.
I'm about to cut shit off.
Oh, hey now.
Sorry.
So we took a break and went to a carnival, and my daughter, and came back, and Adam couldn't find the light, so he's using my daughter's lightsaber. Well, after I had threaded that up to where the nut was sitting, then I tightened that nut there, back on this, that'll hold it in place, put the castle nut on the bottom, put my pin in there and bent it around. We'll go ahead and throw the tire back on, and then I'll do the other side exactly the same. Like I said before, the inner was not bad. I'm not going to replace it. And then I'm going to go back and help Adam finish that. Well, we don't have an actual torch, and those pressed bolts that they have in there, we can't get it out. We don't have an air hammer, so we've just got this little propane torch on there, and this light is hiding it, but it's glowing a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. Well, it's a different day. We tried to get the studs out and failed with the tools that we've got, so I said screw it. Tomorrow I'm going to go to an exhaust shop. They'll probably only charge me 20 bucks and do whatever they're going to do to fix that, or whatever they got to do. They'll probably use a liquid wrench torch, knock those things out, or they'll cut them off and put a piece of pipe over it. I don't know. Their problem, not mine. I'm going to go ahead and fix the other tie rod on the driver's side, the tie rod end, and then this thing will be back on the road. Well, I got the escape done for what I can do. Then in the next clip you'll see me going to the exhaust shop. I'll get it licensed and I'll be done. Well, it's in the exhaust shop, so once we get that fixed, then off to the DMV. Well, got the Escape's exhaust all fixed. I'm heading to the DMV. It's amazing how much better it runs now that it actually has some back pressure in here. But yeah, now I'll be ready for winter time and have four-wheel drive, and my 96 is F-150 is two-wheel drive. It's gonna be a pre-runner for the dunes. But yeah, get to the DMV, get this thing licensed so I don't get a ticket. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.